afternoon, East Texas. Welcome on into East Texas. Now, of course, I'm your host, Michaela Goose, but we're joined right now at the desk with Jeff Williford, TxDOT Public Information Officer, reoccurring interview guest on this show. Thank you so much for coming on again today.
Of course, good to be here.
And I hope you guys are staying warm out there.
Yeah, we're trying. The sunshine is nice right now. But,
Yeah.
Not going to see that in a few days.
Exactly, and I want to go ahead and get into that in just a bit, but for right now, let's talk about yesterday's hard freeze. As you guys know, the first hard freeze of the season, and so that means it was TxDOT's first hard freeze as well. Can you walk me through what you guys saw on the roads on Monday and what you're looking to either change, improve upon, or just let our viewers know about?
So one thing you got to keep in mind is that we're always getting prepared for winter weather. We start in early fall, making sure our equipment's calibrated, things like that, enough materials to go around. But yeah, actually, at the end of last week, we actually did pre-treat roadways for that first hard freeze. Kind of a run through, if you will. It did rain hard. We didn't see any kind of problems on the roads. The moisture did clear out before those colder temperatures did set in. So that was a good run through for our crews. But we're definitely getting ready for it this weekend. Our crews have already started pre-treating roadways with brine. Doing that now, and then they will go on 24-hour shifts. So we'll have 12-hour shifts. Our crews will do 12 hours during the day, 12 hours at night, ready to respond. That's going to start tomorrow night into Friday.
And that leads me right into my next question. We're seeing more of a wintry mix over tomorrow night, or Thursday night, I believe, and into Friday morning. How is that preparation different from what we saw on Monday, which is just a hard freeze?
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. You never know what the weather's going to do, first of all. We prepare the roads with brine either way. That lowers the freezing point of that moisture that's coming down. That'll allow it to run off the road into the right of way a little bit quicker. When the freezing temperatures are extended, it's hard to keep that frozen moisture off the roads, and so our guys are on standby. We have them situated throughout the district, which is 8. I say the district. People don't know what that is. It's 8 counties in East Texas. I'll say it real quick. It's Anderson, Cherokee, Gregg, Henderson, Rusk, Smith, Van Zant, and Wood counties. So keep that in mind. But they'll be situated throughout those 8 counties, ready to respond with de-icer, aggregate like sand or crushed limestone. So yeah, we'll be ready to respond. We'll be ready no matter what the situation is. I know there's different models and things that come through that no one knows what's going to happen, but we'll always be prepared and ready to respond.
And one of the common questions that we get, and is going to be especially relevant on Thursday and Friday with some of that rain coming down.
Right.
When rain comes down, and you and I spoke about this a little bit over the weekend, does it wash off that treatment and then mean we have to treat the road again?
It does. We can lay that brine a few days in advance. It can stay dormant until it is hit by moisture, and then that chemical reaction occurs. But with that heavy rain that came through, we wanted to go ahead and try to get ahead of those freezing temperatures just in case something changed. And so we had the brine down. That rain did wash away a lot of it because it was a very heavy rain. I was outside in a deer stand when that happened. So I was able to tell you it was very hard rain. But our crews, after looking at the forecast and looking at how things were going, we didn't have to apply it, which we could have, but because of the forecast and how things were drying out, it wasn't needed. But it'll be different this week for sure.
And, my next question, roads, we're going to continue to treat them throughout, as we just said,
Right.
but what other safety measures do not just TxDOT crews need to worry about, but drivers who are driving through this wintry mix, driving through a freeze, what safety measures do they need to be taking to keep everybody around them, including themselves, safe?
Yeah, it seems simple. We say it a lot, but if you don't have to get out, don't. Stay in your house, stay in your apartment, stay where you are. Like I said, the treatment we do is to make roads passable. It's not to make them, like you're driving in 78-degree weather where it's sunny and dry. It's to make them passable. And so if you have to get out, just remember to drive slow. Make sure there's enough room between you and other cars. Follow further behind. Make sure there's enough room between you and the cars in front of you. If you start to skid, turn into the direction you want to go. Tap gently, or let off the gas and gently tap the brakes. It can be a scary situation, but try to keep your cool and just know that we're doing all we can to keep those roads monitored.
And is there anything else that you want to let our viewers know before we let you get back to your important work before?
Yeah, always check drivetexas.org. It's updated by TxDOT, our maintenance workers who are out on the roads. update that information. They'll give you info on any roads that are icy, bridges that are icy, things like that. So places to keep out a look for are bridges and overpasses. Those freeze faster than other parts. Other shady areas and things like that. It's a hard time to get the ice off of there when it's already on there. So just keep that in mind.
Alrighty, once again, Jeff Williford, TxDOT Public Information Officer.